What's up, everybody? My name is Jeff, and today we are going to have some fun playing GADWICK Draw. So GADWICK the Wizened, super awesome card. I was trying to find a way to build around this deck, and I was initially thinking like Verity Circle, I kind of went a couple different ways. The initial thought with this deck actually was there's just a lot of cards that enter the battlefield and draw you a card. There's a lot of creatures that do this right now. So I was like, let's just fit all of those into one deck. And I don't have all of them. There's a lot more out there that I could have, but that's how this deck started out. And it was kind of more like a joke. I think I was editing other videos. I wasn't really planning on doing anything extra. But I haven't lost with this deck yet, and I have no clue why. It's really not that good of a deck. I'm running some really interesting stuff, but it works, and it's an okay deck. It's actually been running well so far. It might just be the matchups I'm going up against, but so that's the basic idea. Every creature that we have should be entering the battlefield and drawing a card, or getting some value from us drawing cards as well. So we do have Fairy Vandal, which is kind of like one of our main finishers with this deck. Just gets counters each turn, gets to get bigger and bigger and bigger. We're going to kind of play a tempo style of deck where we're going to be unsummoning them, unsummon their stuff. Counters will come into play for sure early game, and then we just want to be building up a big enough board that we're getting in for like 3-4 points of damage, just enough turns in a row that they just can't deal with us. And then you kind of and that's basically how we win. It's just we have these 1 or 2 toughness creatures that just keep getting in over and over again. They just can't build up a board. We get a lot of card advantage by just drawing a card with every one of our creatures basically. And then we get things like GADWICK, which when it enters the battlefield, you draw X cards. So this is basically more like our 6-drop creature than it is a 3-drop. We can play it for 4 and draw 1 card, which is worthwhile because his extra ability is amazing, where whenever you cast a blue spell, tap target permanent opponent controls. So, and that's just target non-land permanent. So that is important. But we can just be tapping down a lot of their stuff anytime that we play a blue creature or blue spell. Which means that we can still swing in past their stuff. So GADWICK, really good finisher for us. Can come down turn 3 if we need it. Turn 4 is great as well. We don't have to have this draw us cards, especially if we just need to tap down 1 creature to actually win the game. And so we can bring it down and play something else, and that's great. On the top end, we have our Sir Eleanor, which her toughness is equal to the number of cards in your hand, which is really difficult at turn 5. Like this is a turn 5 play. It draws a card when you enter the battlefield, so you're at least going to have 1 power on it, but keeping a handful of stuff is really difficult in a deck that's not doing what we're trying to do, basically, where we're just trying to keep our hand full almost the entire time that we get up to this. So honestly, I'm not a huge fan of Sir Eleanor. She's not amazing. It's just an extra fun card that we can throw in here, and there are going to be times when it's like a 5/4 for 5, which is terrible, but she draws a card when she enters the battlefield, and that's what matters. Same with Cavalier of Gales, does like a brainstorm effect when she enters. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get to gameplay, see how this deck does for us, and wish me luck. All right, so we have Fibblethip the Lost here with Teferi's Time Twist, which can bounce it back. So we're going to go ahead and keep this. You get some card draw on turn 2. And yeah, just hope that we get up to everything else we need. We need to find lands, which I'm running not many lands because we're going to have so many card draws that I'm hoping we're not going to be, we'll be able to find them along the way. All right, Fibblethip, pass the turn. And next turn we may just play Teferi's Time Twist so that we can bounce it back in response to them attacking in. Yeah, no blocks. Down to 15. That lets us also draw a card. We do need to get rid of this Sky Knight Legionnaire, though. These aggro decks are going to be the hardest things for us. So let's go ahead and let's actually get down Clockwork Servant, because I want to be able to kill this Sky Knight Legionnaire as well. So Sky Knight Legionnaire, no attacks past the turn. We're probably just going to chump block with him. Okay, another Legionnaire comes down. Let's kill here. They're just going as aggro as possible. Okay, down to 7. Cloud Conceer number 2. Hopefully I don't have another pump spell. And I guess we need to get in. Yeah, swing in. Pass the turn. Down to 19. This is a very aggressive deck, and we did not keep as an aggressive as a hand. Prison Realms are Cloud Conceer. Boo. Down to 13. Let's Callous Dismissal. Let's see here. So we can Callous Dismissal. We have to be able to block. Okay, Tomb Raider. If we Callous Dismissal, it just bounces it back. It doesn't really matter much. Teferi's Time Twist can stop and give us a better blocker on the next turn. We at least get to draw a card this way and get some more value. So if they do put it back onto the Cloud Conceer, that's okay. We get to draw another card. And swing in. Down to 18 past the turn. Youthful Knight. The first strike is very annoying. They didn't keep enough mana up for a Prison Realm, but they have the Joust. Now that guy's massive. No blocks. Take it down to 1. We're in a lot of trouble. Gadwick is interesting because we can Teferi's Time Twist to tap down a permanent. So play it for 1. We can also play Fairy Miscreant. So I think we play it for 0. Fairy Miscreant. Whatever, tap down one of them. And I can bounce Fibblethip back, I guess. Oh, this is going to be rough. I may actually just want to kill them. All right, so they have a Prison Realm, so they can block one of our, or get one of our blockers. I don't think I really care to tap down the Gadwick. Let's Teferi Time Twist, Tomb Raider. Tap down Sky Knight Legionnaire. Gadwick goes away. We get to block here. Chump here. We're staying alive, but just barely. At some point, this isn't going to work well, but we do get to draw another card, have another blocker. I mean, that's one nice thing about drawing tons of cards is you eventually do just find things that work really well, right? So, Cavalier of the Gales. Now we have all the blockers in the air that we need. Let's put back... how we played a land? I can't remember. This and... let's put Jace back for now. All right, and no attacks past the turn. We are still in this game somehow. I have no clue how. Unbreakable Formation. All right. That's annoying. Now the Joust. All right. Yeah, a good game. Oh, hey, Unsummon. That would have been really nice to have. Yeah, no blocks. We actually were... there was a chance of us turning the corner there. Joust. I did not expect Joust. Joust was really good in that matchup. All right, so that was the first loss I've had with the deck. And a lot of the wins I've been having have been kind of similar to that, where like I feel like I'm losing, then all of a sudden I just like come back, and if you just draw enough cards, you have a lot of card advantage, and it's pretty good. All right, up against Ifrit. Bring it on, Ifrit. I frit, you frit, we all frit for something. All right, this is pretty good. On the play, Quench is really good here. With a Witching Well as well. They get... Gadwick, not amazing just on that. Ooh, okay. Callous Dismissal and a land. Yeah, I think that's... we keep both. Just to be able to slow them down a little bit here. Play Island past the turn. We also get some card draw with Witching Well. So this is a pretty good start of the game. I'd like to get to this Gadwick to be just massive. Or massive amount of card draw. So quench that. Pass the turn. I could bring it in for 0, but I do want to get value from it. Fencing Ace. That's fine. Yeah, pass to my turn. If they're trying to like grow it up and like equip it, maybe we can just bounce it back then. That'll be fine. Let's go Gadwick for 1. It's a blocker here at least. If they do have something that's annoying, but we can make it work. And another Gadwick is great. A Impassioned Orator. So this is looking like a budget deck. Maybe even one of the newer, like a new deck. Pacifism. Down to 18. Sir Eleanor. Let's go ahead and tap down the Orator. And this is interesting. I mean, if they try to target her, it does cost 2 more to target anything. Which, the interesting thing, it spells your opponent's cast that target. So I guess that things that enter the battlefield and then target isn't necessarily cast. Okay, so we can untap here and the... Let's Callous Dismissal, tap here. I kind of want to hold up the Sinister Sabotage. We'll offer the trade. If they want to block with both these guys for the Sir Eleanor, that's actually pretty great for us. Okay, down to 18 past the turn. Okay, Sinister Sabotage. Card draw. Is that good enough here? It does give us something to be doing over the top here. Another Fencing Ace. Okay, gain some life up to 19. Swings in. And no blocks. Down to 14. We do have a lot of 1 toughness creatures which don't trade off well with first strikers or double strikers, so that is annoying. Tap this guy down. I almost want him to block. Quench is nice. Swinging for 5. Pass the turn. Tap down. Tap down a Fencing Ace. Yep, no blocks. We can take it. Down to 12. Cavalier of Gales is really nice. I could also just draw some cards here to make Eleanor a little bit bigger. So Cavalier of Gales. Tap down Ancestral Blade. I actually want them to block with the Impassioned Orator. Put Island to the bottom and... or not to the bottom. And Gadwick. Yeah, that's fine. Play the island. Swing and swing. Down to 9, pass the turn. They play in a Johnny, Angel of Vitality. Okay. Impassioned Orator go back and tap down a Fencing Ace. This way they don't gain 2 life off of this when it enters the battlefield. They can play it again, which is fine. Pacifism on the... Dude, they've had all of the pacifisms. Teferi's Time Twist will be great for that, though. Okay, no blocks. Tap this down because Sir Eleanor can come in here. I can draw a card still if I need to. All right, swinging here and here. We're going to bring back Cavalier of Gales, which will be nice. If I draw 2 cards, I do 4, 5, 6 damage. I have Cavalier of Gales as a blocker. Let's go ahead and draw some cards. Okay, now I still have an island to play the Unsummon and pass the turn. Cavalier of Gales comes back. We get to draw some cards. Island and... I guess just 2 islands on top. That's fine. Impassioned Orator. Orator. Okay, unsummon Angel of Vitality just to get the flyers out of the way. And opponent scoops it up. There we go. Dude, this deck is so fun. Man, that was awesome. All right, up against Non-Profit Apostle. Bring it on. And this is good. I like Witching Well on turn 1. Yeah. Scrying's not going to do much for us if they just put everything of ours to the bottom. I'm actually going to go ahead and instead play Fairy Miscreant then. I'd rather get in for damage incrementally rather than just going for the Scry right now. Callous Dismissal is going to be annoying. So swinging down to 19, Witching Well. Callous Dismissal doesn't really do much for us here. Gadwick. I mean, I guess just in case, put one to the bottom. If they mill it, I'm fine with losing the Gadwick. I don't want them both on the bottom necessarily. Keeps it on top. That means we're going to get milled. Hopefully no drowned secrets yet. Nothing. All right. Sinister Sabotage is possible then. They swing in, down to 18. And yeah, Cloud Conceer. I mean, if they have a counter spell, that's fine. Didn't say please. I forgot to use this in my deck when I built the similar version. All right, down to 37 cards. The issue with this deck that I've noticed, though, is that they start running out of gas right around this time, unless they get 2 on top. Like, it's usually around about, there's like 15 cards left on the deck, and that's when like I always kind of ran out of gas with it. Gadwick can come down, but they're gonna have tons of blockers, so it really doesn't do much of anything for us. So Cloud Conceer, just gonna keep flying over the top. Hopefully we build up a big enough, like if they can't mill us out, I think it's like 4 turns is what we need. And our flyers get over all of their blockers, and that was their main source of defense. So as long as we can just keep getting this bigger and bigger. 14, let's see if they have... I'm thinking they're going to have another Didn't Say Please, so I'm going to go ahead and offer up the Tomb Raider instead of the Cloud Conceer. Just a little bit more power if we get this out later. Thought Collapse, okay. Is that the exact same as Didn't Say Please? Interesting. Callous Dismissal doesn't help us at all against these stuff. And I want to hold on to it for once they have, because we just give them more stuff to mill us with. Yeah, I can bounce the Drowned Secrets though. Yeah, lost a lot of stuff. I'd love to have some of these counter spells in our hand. Unsummon does nothing for us. Cloud Conceer. Draw another card, play it. Callous Dismissal on Drowned Secrets. I'm really scared to draw cards here. Let's pass the turn. Okay, down to 11. We have 5 in the air each turn. Drowned Secrets. And the question is just if they find like a couple more Smurfolk Secret Keepers or not. Secret Keepers with Drowned Secret, it's just so good. But if they don't run into too much here, we still have a shot. Like, they'll have to finish us off in 3 turns, which is difficult. Unsummon would only be good for our own stuff. Pass to my turn. Fairy Vandal is nice. I am going to bring it in now before anything else. And I'll probably just draw cards. Actually, I don't want to draw cards, do I? I'm bringing in stuff now because I'm scared of counter magic later. Mostly. Cavalier of Gales is nice. A swing in. Down to 6. Cavalier of Gales comes down next turn, makes this a... the top 4 cards of the library. All right, I think we win. I think we win because we have 6 damage here. Yeah, opponent scoops up. There we go. Whoo! See, that's the issue with the mill deck right now, is that it tends to run out of gas right at the end of the game, and people's in this format right now, what people have in their hand is powerful enough to finish games even with that. Like, if you're playing up against stuff just on the ground, maybe you can win. It just needs a little bit more, I feel like, to really finish off the game. Maybe just a bit more card draw, which I like the ops that they were running in there, but I think it needs like Witching Wells or something like that to just kind of keep that deck going. All right, up against Baits and Rates. Bring it on, Baits and Rates. And alrighty. Going first, this is good. I will get down Fairy Miscreant over the Witching Well. Just damage is nice to have. Witching Well is good if we need it, but... setting up our draws is also really nice, huh? Alright, Witching Well first. We're playing more of a control-y type deck. I want that extra land. Do we want both of these, though? I do want Castle Vantress. Like, I need action at some point, because we're going to be able to draw into lands later on. So, Castle Vantress is nice to have. Keep it on top, pass the turn. Mountain. Scorch Spitter. That's annoying. I already had a Castle Vantress. How about that? Anyway, pass the turn. I could bring up Fairy Miscreant just to be a blocker, but I'm guessing they're going to have some other stuff. I'm going to use the Quench here. Especially for that. Okay, down to 18, pass the turn. Island, pass the turn. Hold up Sinister Sabotage. Torbrand is going to be the hardest thing for us to deal with, just because we don't... His is just a static effect. Okay, let this resolve. Another light up the stage. Okay, pass to my turn. Okay, Fairy Miscreant, pass the turn. I feel like Sir Eleanor would be amazing, not even amazing, just good enough if it actually had a high toughness rate. Anything that's not going towards our face, we're okay with letting resolve right now. They did notice that we could counter something, which is bad. Or good, whatever. So no Torbrand coming down right now. Down to 14. See if they use this light up the stage. We will let it resolve. I'd rather counter something else. This still goes to the graveyard, so they get it back, but this way we don't let them have anything else from it. Do we want just land here instead now? If we hit land with the Cloud Concealer, we can tear it to Teferi's Time Twisted as well. So let's go ahead and keep it in hand. Keep it here. Okay, hit a land. Get a land. Gadwick's is also nice. And we'll probably just trade off with the Scorch Spitter where we can. Scampering Scorcher. Yeah, we just had a really slow start. We haven't found a lot of like our best pieces against this. Down to 10. This just has high toughness. It's going to be good. Draw a card. Thrill of Possibility. Surprised they didn't try for the Riz factor there. Maybe they're digging for Torbrand. Ah, they do have a Thunderkin Awakener. I should have killed these guys. I always say not to kill that guy because of Thunderkin Awakener. And I messed it up. Okay, Island. Gadwick. X. Just go X3. We really need to draw cards here. Yeah, not many people play the Thunderkin Awakener with Scorching, Scampering Scorcher though, but it's so good. And they have another one. Yeah, this is probably just game. They're just going a little bit too wide for us. Unsummon could be nice, but this guy will come in, bring in some more. At least these ones don't come in tapped and attacking. That would make it even worse. I think this is just game though. Why am I killing the Scampering Scorchers? All right, Fairy Vandal. Fable Thip. Doesn't really matter right now. Okay, pass a turn. We get to hold up Sinister Sabotage this way. We can unsummon before they go to combat. Do I want that to resolve? They resolve. Okay, Gingerbrute comes down. They still have lethal, right? Callous Dismissal. Oh, they don't have lethal. Actually, they have lethal with Scorch Spitter. So either way, we're done for. Yeah, so concede. If we had had another land, we could have also countered that and everything, or Quench off the top. I was trying to think if we could like Teferi's Time Twist, bounce stuff. They just had too many things with the risk factor. Yeah, that's hard. Aggro is very difficult for this deck to win against, which again, this deck was just kind of like a janky one. And I think I'm going to go ahead and call it there. So I am recording this before the Field of the Dead deck actually went out of a rotation, or out before it got banned on the 24th or whatever. And so I did run into Field of the Dead a couple times. I'm taking those games out because it's not interesting anymore. The reason it's banned is because it's not interesting. But this is just a really fun deck. I really enjoy kind of what we can do with this. It's definitely not a very competitive deck. I just wanted to kind of use Gadwick, kind of just play all these draw card creatures. I wanted to see how well it could do if that was all we were really playing. I'm not sure if I love the Fairy Miscreants in here. Sometimes it's great, other times it's kind of like meh. But overall, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.